Recent findings from the University of Pennsylvania show that too much affection might actually make dogs more anxious and even aggressive. This, and 8 other mistakes, will weaken the relationship that you've been carefully building with your doggo. So let's start by digging into number 1, building a relationship on love alone. Sure, it's hard to resist those puppy eyes, and we often respond with endless hugs, treats, and all the toys they could dream of. But is that what builds the strongest of bonds? Surprisingly, not quite if what's missing is trust. Every time our dog interacts with us, there's a silent question in their mind. Is this safe? And sadly, we sometimes mess this up without meaning to. Take turning on the TV on full volume, for example, or pushing them to be the social butterfly at the dog park when they'd rather sit it out. While these situations don't seem like a big deal to us, our doggos may get seriously stressed and decide they cannot count on us for protection. And then there's walking up to another dog and their owner for a friendly hello, only for the other dog to snap. In their eyes, that's on us. So, what do they need us to do? If another dog is coming up and your dog is not having it, don't just stand behind them, holding the leash and pulling back. Instead, step in front. Be their shield. It's these moments when you show you've got their back. This will really cement their trust in you. Many dog parents are missing out on a deeper connection if they are not using this feeding method. You might not think much of it, but the way you feed your dog can really change the game in your relationship. In the wild, dogs hunt and eat together, which is a big bonding activity. By hand feeding, we tap into that instinct, making our bond with them even stronger. Researchers actually noticed that dogs getting fed by hand had a spike in the level of oxytocin, the love hormone. So when your dog is taking food gently from your hand, they're feeling closer to you, thanks to a little chemistry boost. Who knew this small gesture could do so much, right? Besides, this is a great way to slow down your pup's munching. Eating too fast can be risky, leading to things like choking or even bloating, which is as scary as it sounds, where their stomach gets all filled with gas and can twist up. If you haven't got one of those fancy slow feeder bowls, you can just scatter their kibble on something flat like a cookie sheet or a snuffle mat, making them work a bit to find each piece. Or get crafty with a muffin tin, popping a little food in each spot. It's like a mini treasure hunt for them at mealtime. Now let's get back to the relational side of things. We mentioned trust as the key factor, but picture this. You're in a household with multiple people, and your dog listens to some, but not others. Ever wondered why? Respect, like trust, is something that needs to be built with your furry friend. So let's talk strategy. When you give your dog a command, it's like you're asking them to put their desires on hold. Every command, from a simple sit to "don't chase that squirrel," is asking them to choose your wish over theirs. And when you ask your dog to do something in a gentle, questioning tone, they might not take it seriously, thinking it's just a polite suggestion they can choose to ignore. Speaking with clear intent and confidence makes all the difference. It's not about being harsh, it's about showing your dog that you mean what you say. This approach leads to better communication between you and your pooch, cutting down on repeated commands and frustration. Plus, it keeps things positive, without the need for a raised voice. Think about it this way. You're inviting your dog into your world with your rules. And it's equally important to avoid stressing them, from mealtime disruptions and raised voices to the next huge mistake we'll tackle. Forced affection. Each dog has their own comfort zone. Some might love a good cuddle session, while others prefer a simple back scratch and will shy away from hugs or head pats. The little things like lip licking, yawning, or even turning their head away are your dog's way of saying, "I'm not feeling great about this." Brushing off these signals can make your dog feel misunderstood. Another typical mistake is failing to recognize the significance of checking in. When you're out for a walk or exploring somewhere new with your dog, have you noticed how they sometimes glance back at you? They're not just making sure you're still there. Their powerful hearing and sense of smell give them more than enough info to pinpoint your location. By looking at you, they are also checking, "Hey, is everything cool?" When you catch that look, A simple smile or a good job can mean the world to them. It's a tiny moment, but it packs a lot of punch in the bond department. Go ahead and deepen this connection by avoiding mistake number 6, using complex verbal commands. Sometimes we think our furry friends are just tiny, four-legged humans in disguise, and we try to have full-blown conversations with them. Imagine telling your dog, "Would you kindly consider relocating yourself from the sofa to your designated resting area?" Dogs have a very limited capacity to process words. When we throw entire sentences at them, they get majorly frustrated, as if we suddenly started speaking a foreign language. Sticking to one-word commands like sit, stay, or come is like giving your dog a clear roadmap, no fancy detours or confusing road signs. On to mistake number 7, wrong sleeping arrangements. You may spend a lot of your day with your pup, but suddenly it's bedtime, and you're ready to hit the hay. Where does your dog curl up for the night? Studies have shown that dogs sleeping in their owner's bedroom, yeah, just the bedroom, not necessarily on the bed, tend to feel more secure and bonded to their human. If you're okay with inviting them up onto your bed, you want to be close, but not so close that your dog thinks they're the boss of the bed. After all, you don't want to wake up clinging to the edge of the mattress while they sprawl out like they own the place, right? So if that happens, how to maintain the perfect balance? Consider a doggy bed in your room. This way, they're close enough to feel secure and part of the pack, but there's a clear boundary that your bed is not their territory. Let's tackle another common hiccup in the world of dog training: inconsistent rules among family members. Imagine you're learning a new game, but everyone's telling you different rules. Frustrating, isn't it? That's how your dog feels when mom says it's okay to jump up for hugs, but dad says it's a no-go. How to avoid this chaos? Have a family meeting. Seriously, gather everyone around and agree on the house rules, commands, and behaviors that are and aren't okay. With everyone on the same page, your dog will have a peace of mind about what they can and can't do. But, and this is such a dangerous trap to fall into, don't expect too much too soon. Comparing your dog to that flawless pup you saw in a video? Not fair. Those social media highlights don't show the whole story. Because the truth is, no dog out there is like a robot programmed to be perfect. They have their past experiences, age limits, breed tendencies, and I suspect some personal quirks they got who knows why. Setting the bar sky high will just lead to frustration for you both. We've all been there, in that heart-sinking moment when we accidentally hurt our dog. Maybe it was stepping on their tail or raising our voice too much. Check out this video where we talk about how to say "I'm sorry" to your dog in a way they will understand. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and join our doggy-loving community.